Hi again. This video is about the learner notes and the bibliography. Now, if you go back to the syllabus, you're going to find that by the end of the semester, you're not only expected to complete a couple of movie analysis and your weekly assignments, you're also expected to submit something called learner notes and bibliographies. Now, what is the purpose of both and why did I come up with this idea? This is what this video is about. So the learner notes are something that I copied from a former mentor and professor, Dr. Arvind Singhal, who teaches in El Paso, Texas. And he was my professor during my master's degree. And he had this very weird approach to pedagogy that I was completely unfamiliar with, but really truly changed my life. So the learner notes are basically a journal. So if you find that any of the materials that you're about to read, again, some of them will be triggering, as you probably noticed by reading about narcissism. Some of them will be confrontational, some of them will be raw. I know that these readings will potentially cause a reaction in you. And I do think that in that reaction and in your engagement with whatever reaction you feel, there is learning. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about those reactions, to really engage with the sort of emotions that you're experiencing as you're reading this chapter. So for example, if the reading on narcissism really kept you thinking and the assignment felt like you had so much more to say, but that assignment wasn't asking you the kinds of questions that you wanted to engage with, the learner notes are an excellent way for you to just let it out. Now, what is the purpose of the learner notes? Well, one, it gives you the opportunity to track your own learning. So one of the things that I've learned in the past, and I have assigned learner notes for two different classes, representation in media and communication and gender. And what I notice is in weeks 1 or 2, the entries go something like, I don't know about this class, I'm not sure about the content, the readings are blah, 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 blah. By the end of the semester, people are like, oh my God, I can see how these dots are connecting. I can see how this is starting to work. I can totally see what she meant by saying this on week number 8. And you can start seeing, if you actually do it week by week, you can start seeing where you were at and where you are at the end of the semester. So that's a great opportunity for you. Number 2, it helps me learn about this class. Now, in the past, I've also, I remember distinctly one learner note that I got a year ago, actually, and we were dealing with COVID for the first time. That was in May or April last year, and we started this class in person, and it ended up being online because everything just went to hell. And this person had a learner note, and she was like, Anna, seriously, what the F with this week? And she started ranting on and on about that particular week. Believe it or not, that learner note stuck with me, and she is the reason why I included a specific chapter in, I think, week 9 or 10 this year. So even if you have those sort of reactions where you're really truthfully angry about the content of the class, I am interested because I do want to continue to make this class relevant for people like you. So don't hold back. As long as you submit that and follow all the guidelines, again, the specific instructions are in Moodle under class documents. As long as they're dated and they are actually about your reactions and they engage with the materials and the contents of this class, I don't care if you 100% hated that specific module. I want to know. So be as honest as you can with them. Now, the bibliography. The bibliographies are actually here, number 1, to also help me prove that you are learning, but also to help you to kind of force you to truly engage with the reading, specifically with the reading. So I came up with a template. You can download it and you can just start adding your information there. The bibliography will become very useful by the time you actually get to complete a movie analysis. Now, if you make enough money, you're gonna get out of the last movie analysis, but you're still expected to complete the first movie analysis because we're gonna have 2. So by the time you get to a movie analysis, it will be a piece of cake if you already have a bibliography with you with quotes and page numbers and specific thoughts that you have about that particular reading. You can just bring that bibliography with you and start typing. So it's gonna make your job a lot easier. So it works for you, it works for me. give it a look, make sure that you understand what's expected. And actually, what I'm going to ask you to do this week is to start with them. So I'm going to open one space on Moodle for you to submit your first learner note and your first bibliography. They can be either about narcissism or about who matters, which is this week. Whatever you want to do, but if you want me to look at them and tell you or give you feedback like, yes, this is exactly what I'm expecting out of a learner note, or this is exactly what I was expecting of your first bibliography, you can do that. I won't grade them, but I will give you a chance this week to submit if you want me to give you any sort of feedback about those two things that will be submitted by the end of the semester. So if you have any questions, let me know, and that's it.